in every decision, every word, every commitment that is made on this podium, Jehovah God. We pray that Fintex shall be a success in the name of Jesus Christ. I thank you for each and every stakeholder represented here. Father, may you bless them in abundant way. As you finish the session today, honor and glory shall return unto you. In Jesus' name I do pray. Amen.
Thank you very much. Rahman Rahim. For those of us of the Islamic faith, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes. So, first things first, we need not to look this serious. It's a serious event, but we need not to look this serious. Take it easy. It's our pleasure to host you here today. But most importantly, for a long time, all of us have been using furniture. Is that not true? Everyone seated here, you are seated on some furniture somewhere, or you have some furniture at home. Just imagine that today we want to begin a journey that seeks to transform the furniture industry in Kenya. And this journey may not be possible without you and your support. We will have a series of conversations. We want to welcome the members of the Fourth Estate. Thank you so much for joining us. We will equally also have some presentations here. There are speakers, and then we will also have a chit-chat. Feel most welcome. Our first order of business is to inform you of the following. We are live on YouTube. We are live on our social media channels. And it is my expectation that we can sincerely request you that we can use your image to promote this event today. On YouTube, there are members of the Fourth Estate who are also covering this. The first agenda is if there is anyone who has reservations appearing on the newspapers, on TV, or on social media, please let us know before we start. Is there any one of us who has reservations to that extent? Mko serious sana? Is everyone, am I okay? Those joining us online, I hope you are okay. So on Facebook, you find us at atp.trading. That is our Facebook channel, Facebook page. Instagram, atp.trading. YouTube, we also streaming live on atp.trading. On X, we are at atp_trading. LinkedIn, African Trusted Partners. Thank you very much. Before we begin, is anyone who has a phone, a smartphone like mine? I want to request, look at your neighbor, say hi to your neighbor. Just do this with me, do this with me, do this with me. As you say hi to your neighbor, please, can you take a selfie with your neighbor? Let's do this as we watch. Yes, please flow with me, flow with me, flow with me. Just take a selfie with your neighbor. Yes, my neighbor happens to be a very serious cameraman here. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Have you taken a selfie with your neighbor on your left and your neighbor on your right? Someone has not taken a photo. Yes? Are we there? I'm seeing those people are not taking selfies. If you don't have a camera, please make sure you sit next to a friend who has a good phone. Yes, now, I want you to post that selfie on social media. You can go on Facebook, you can go on X, you can go on LinkedIn. Please post it, post it. Hashtag Fintex Kenya, hashtag Fintex EA, hashtag Fintex Kenya. Oh, the Wi-Fi is very available. There is no password. There's a Wi-Fi. Just say Fairview Hotel. Wi-Fi is very available for those of us who have very many phones. Thank you very much. Are we there? Ray, tracking the conversation. Are people posting? Post, everyone. Yes, I've seen 2 posts. Yes, good. Are we flowing? Hashtags. Hashtags is, number 1 is Fintex 2024, Fintex Kenya, Fintex Expo, Fintex EA. Chagua ile unataka. Pick. We are spoiled of choices. And then please remember, if you're on IG, you tag us. If you're on X, is at ATP_trading. Are we there? Anyone who is not on social media, my brother Ray is there to help you. He will open the account for you for free. Ray, today you are not charging. You're not charging. Thank you very much. If you are not on social media, we are opening accounts for you for free. Without, as you keep doing that, it is my sincere pleasure to invite my brother, Aklil, to usher us in and let us kickstart the day. Thank you very much. Let us give him a round of applause as he comes on stage. Sasa mbona utaki kumpigia Aklil makofi na jamani? Thank you very much.
Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Welcome to, we are really pleasure welcome you all to be here with us. My name is Aklil Abellata. I am originally from Ethiopia, the founder and CEO of African Trusted Partners. So I'm not going to take you so much time. Now immediately I'm going to who we are, what we do, why we are here. I'm going you through that. Screen, please. I think first screen. So we are very happy to be here, the beautiful city of Nairobi. Nairobi is now the most important city in Africa, and a beautiful city, and the city who has a lot of hope and future, bright future. So Nairobi for sure become shortly the top leading city in the world. Because the project going on in the city is really, really vibrant. So we are very happy to be here from Ethiopia. So let me briefly take you through the company who organized Fintex. Fintex is an acronym of Furniture, Interior and Finishing Expo. So let me take you through a little bit about who is organizing this event. Sorry for the technical issue. So African Trusted Partners is a company who is involved in three main business: organizing trade and investment exhibition and events, and business and trade investment advisory. So I think these things are delayed. I think you can do it next. Okay. So as a company, our vision is to be the strategic partner in choice. The company should choose us as their partner because of the things, these things is echo, yeah. So our most important value for us is our social investment. We are focusing on social investment, not mainly for the social responsibilities. We are focusing on social investment. We are putting on and positioning ourselves on as a strategic partner. Companies can grow together in Africa. So we are the company promotes African business, culture, and innovative ideas globally. We are also bringing in international global technology and advancement to the country of Africa, actually in general in Africa. We are in this business the last 18 years. We already have a group of team who is expert on different disciplines. Our main concern and our main point is these three things. We are focused on connect companies, peoples, countries. That connection must be meaningful. And then that connection convert into collaboration. The collaboration must be productive. And the conversion rates must be impactful. So that is our main play as a company. Next slide, please. So these are some of the projects we handle and the company we are collaborating with worldwide. Next. So just this is a gallery as testimonial for you. So this is our company. So thank you. This is ATP. So our partner, Prana Events, a company we organize events in Ethiopia and actually worldwide as well. So I invite Nabiyu Lama to talk about a little bit about Prana Event, who is Prana Event is. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here among all of you here, and for the first time hosting an event in Kenya. I'm so happy and excited to be in Nairobi, a vibrant city which is leading the East African market. Prana Events is the leading trade fair organizer and full-service event management firm based in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We have been serving the Ethiopian market for more than 17 years across multiple sectors, which span from agriculture, food and beverage, medical, healthcare, pharmaceutical, printing, packaging, plastics, as well as the cooperations with ATP. Aklila is my good friend. I was waiting that he will speak on behalf of me because he knows everything that we have been doing. We have passed through a lot of collaborations for many, many years. And after successfully organizing major events in Ethiopia for over 17 years, so far we organized 60 plus international trade fairs and conferences. And now we are here in Nairobi with our experience, network, and knowledge to serve the furniture and interior sector so that we can push the collaborations between the regional countries. As you all know, the African Continental Free Trade Area is supporting the intra-African trade, and Ethiopia has also requested to join the East African community. This will improve the trade ties between the two countries. I'm sure all of you agree that the two countries are the giants in the region, and the collaborations between these countries can increase a lot of GDP and economic ties in all the sectors we are working. And we have very experienced people in all aspects of the business that we are working. And our vision is to be one of the preferred event partners in Africa, as we are engaged in multiple sectors. We have a project business unit where we run our own trade shows across multiple sectors. We also have a corporate event management wing where we do corporate events, conferences, any type of business events for private sector, government, or NGOs. And we also have an event service business unit where we provide event services for all global operators bringing events to East Africa. And these are some of the exhibition projects we have done so far. Ethiopex is a poultry show, and Apex is a printing and packaging expo that we have been doing since 2018. Ethio Health is a medical, pharmaceutical, and healthcare international trade show, which we have done 10 sessions. ALEC is Africa Livestock Exhibition and Congress, one of the largest exhibitions in the region. Ethiopia Agro Food and Ethiopia Plus Pink Pack is serving the food value chain from the agriculture perspective, which we are organizing with our German partners, Fair Trade Messe. China Trade Week is a dedicated solo trade show focusing on Chinese products to the region. And these are some of the key sectors that I mentioned: agriculture and food, animal husbandry, healthcare, printing and packaging, furniture, aquaculture, apiculture, lift and skeleton, and coffee are some of the important sectors that we are serving so far. We have managed to attract more than 1,600 exhibitors in 60 plus countries, and so far 150,000 visitors have joined our B2B shows. And these are some of the galleries that you have seen, some of the events that we have organized in the last couple of months. And next to Fintex, we have our food and coffee show in October, 3 to 5 in Skylight Hotel. Then we have our livestock and poultry show in end of October. Then in November, we do our free print and packaging expo. Then we organize the sign and graphics expo the same month. Later, we continue the medical and pharmaceutical. So we are serving different sectors to collaborate and improve the output in those areas. I'm sure our collaboration with you will be very productive to promote the Kenyan furniture sector and to push all areas of cooperation in the region. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Nava. So for your information, as a company, we are competing each other on the same sector. But meanwhile, we are organizing the same event together. So we are complementing and also we are competing. So this is the trend we are trying to introduce to our African colleagues. Competing and complementing is very important. So yeah, so that's what I would like to say. I think next slide, let me directly dive you to the specific event and what is Fintex is and what we are going to do as a Fintex. Thank you. There. So let me ask all of you here, when you are seeing Africa, what comes to your mind first? Huh? Anyone? Huh? What? A central positioning. Good. Anything else? What comes to our mind when we see Africa or hear about Africa first? The wealth of resources. Yeah. So, but I think next slide. But this is the so-called media. We are seeing it everywhere. When everybody talk about Africa, this is the thing what they are going to show us every time, all the medias. But the reality on the other side is not show up on the resources, you know, everything what we are believe in is not there. So next slide, please. So this is Africa. Now Africa is growing dramatically and the country is really changing dramatically. There is a lot of resource, a lot of opportunity. The only thing what you should do is we have to follow the African Union motto. We have to collaborate, integrate. Economy integration is very, very, very important. So that's why we are here and inviting East African countries on board. So trade and economy integration is for us important because Africa is growing dramatically. And it's the land of opportunity. Time for Africa. This is time for Africa. We have to integrate our economy. Next, please. So now we are talking about the furniture. Then while we are talking about the furniture, who is the major target, the major market in Africa? Who is the main supplier to Africa? As you see, I think that one is already, can you move that screen? Yeah, thank you. So the biggest market in Africa is, as you see, which is on red. But the major suppliers are those countries: Malaysia, Thailand, China, Italy, Germany, and the United Kingdom. But the only country who supplies to Africa is South Africa. The rest of us is only buyers. The rest of us is only importing furniture to our economy. But since we have all the resources, all the skills. Next, please. So, yeah, I'm not going to take you through all this, but as you see, Africa, East Africa alone is almost 5 million population, which means a huge opportunity for market. So for the market integration, we have to capitalize. Let's say World Bank already put about 16 billion for the market and trade integration in Africa. Even by 2023, they add 8 billion more. So we have to capitalize on that, and we have to integrate our trade and relationship. That's why we are focusing and bringing our event here. Next, please. So East Africa alone, as you see now, becoming, by 2030, our population is projected to be 202 million, which is a big, huge population. All these people require house, furniture, bed, everything. Are we ready for that or not? That is the projection. Maybe this projection might be smaller. What is the reality on the ground? Because the birth rate in Ethiopia is almost 5.7%. Now Ethiopia is 120 plus million population, the second largest population in Africa. So this projection might be smaller than what is on the ground. So are you ready for supply all this? Carefree, you have all the trees to cut down and produce houses, infrastructures, beds. Next, please. Yeah, so as you know that now we have a big opportunity, COMESA and East African community, to integrate our economy easily. So we have to capitalize with that and integrate our economy and trade relationship. As President Ruto say, why you pay dollar to purchase something, import something from Ethiopia? Why we pay dollar to purchase something from Kenya? So we have to integrate our economy in that regard. Next, please. So infrastructure is now ongoing, growing very fast. The picture you see from that side is now the railway infrastructure and the road construction currently ongoing in East Africa. So connectivity is one of our problems. It was. But now we have those opportunities. Now Ethiopia is importing 100% because, as you know, Ethiopia is a landlocked country. So we are importing everything through Djibouti. But Limo is nearby, and the construction already done. We have to integrate big time. You know, by 2022, Ethiopia import was about $21 billion. All those things come through Djibouti. And before, we have a trade relationship with Kenya very much. We are importing so much things from Kenya before. But currently, it's really going down dramatically. So Chamber of Commerce, our Chamber of Commerce should come together and improve our trade relationship very much. Especially Ethiopia is isolated country from the East African region because of our closed economy. But now it's opening up. That's why Safaricom is open up there. And 2 of your banks opened their representative office in Ethiopia, which means now the coming years are opening up for trade and business relationship. Next, please. So in Kenya, especially the affordable house and real estate development is really massively growing, massively growing. The new city you are planning to develop out of Nairobi is really, really massive and a big opportunity. But for us, we have to focus how we are going to serve from the local production instead of the import to serve the market. Thank you. Next, please. So, as per research on KEFRI, Kenya has a deficit of 16.6 million metric cube wood, which is a big. Then the projections indicate that's going to be double shortly, not far. What is our plan for that? So that's why we need those things, those industries should be promoted, integrated, and you should have a plan. Then the German company study indicate that Kenya annual door demand, specifically door demand, is 10 million doors. Locally, you are covering less than 20%. I meet one guy in here, he's a Kenyan, he produce only door. And he supply, as you know, Chinese, all their project here in this city, they are importing their doors from China. But this guy is give them the price less than their price here he produce. We really need such kind of people who can produce and supply locally. You can see that kind of guys during our exhibition who can change the game. So let's say by 2022, the entire East Africa import about $1.7 billion furniture for all those regions, China, Malaysia, all those. Kenya alone imports $798 million of furniture, which is a big impact to the economy for the Joakalis. As I heard that Joakali has 4 million members. How many family under that is you can count. Next, please. So now I'm coming, I'm talking about a little bit brief about Africa and the East Africa and Kenya impact. So next, please. So our focus as a Fintex Expo and Summit, our main focus is on sustainability and functionality. Why we pick sustainability and functionality? Most of the furniture we are importing from China or those countries, even if they broke, even there is no maintenance in our region. We just throw it out. We are not considering how sustainable it is when we are purchasing the product. We have to consider that. And how functional it is also important. So for us, sustainability and functionality is very, very key for that also, for sure, for carefree. So Fintex, since 2018, we established organizing this event 2018. We already we have a best reputation in Ethiopia, promoting the industry, and also trade integration. We are inviting so many of people, so many of business organization on the exhibition from East African countries. So for us, our business strategic approach is mainly on business matchmaking. Our exhibition is mainly closed for the business people and sit and have a business deal. That's why we call you here. It's not like we promote it big and we are not counting the number of people walk in. No, our count is mainly how many business deal happened during the exhibition and what value. That's our main objective and target. And the summit, we are focusing on policies. Since Kenya discouraged import of furniture by increasing the tax of importation, but still we don't have the furniture policy on place. We don't have incentives encourage investors. So how the local production is going to be growing? So that's why we are bringing the Malaysian experts is here to share their expertise. Malaysia, 20 years ago, their export was about $50 million. Today, their export is $2.7 billion of furniture. How Malaysia transformed the furniture industry from nothing to something. We have a guest from Malaysia who was a part of Malaysian policy to share with us Malaysian experience and policies here. And we have to industrialize the industry, the furniture industry. We have experts from Germany and UK who can come here, tell us about how we are going to transform the industry and now involve it, that's the furniture industry specifically. Next, please. So these are the key expo features. The first one is the matchmaking I already tell you about. Mainly we are focusing on inviting and confirmed meetings to our exhibitors for the business deal. We don't need our exhibitors send their salespeople and sit. No, we don't need that. We need the owners, the CEOs sit and have a conversation with the hosted buyers and a business deal. That is our number one priority. Number two is hosted buyer program. We invite 8 East African countries on board, like say including Ethiopia, South Sudan, Somalia, Rwanda, Uganda, DRC, here as a hosted buyer and sit have a conversation, source product from here. And we have also a cross-industry networking session. That is the key, I can tell you. Why? The furniture industry is really a diverse industry. So what happened in Ethiopia, someone who is producing an auditorium chair in Ethiopia, he was importing such kind of bending iron from China because he doesn't have the machine. He was importing that bended iron from China. Then in our event, he meets someone who already has the machine, but he don't have the expertise to operate. Now that guy stopped importing those raw material from China, and the other companies start producing auditorium. So we almost avoid importation of auditorium. But in Kenya, you are importing 100%. Auditorium is imported 100%. There is no a single company produce auditorium. So that's why we are encouraging cross-industry networking reception. Next, please. So the summit, I already tell you that we have the policy conference collaborated with the, I think their name is a little bit long, the Public Work, Ministry of Public Work. And we have the workshop. We have also the panel discussion. So those are like to drive the industry to the next level. And also, since we are discouraging the importation, we have to encourage innovative ideas. So we have the furniture design competition. That competition is divided into two. The first one is for the professionals. The second one is for the students. For the professionals, we are going to be, the chief judge come from Singapore. So they are organizing the largest design competition in Asia. So the winners is going to be sponsored to participate on the international design competition. And the students has access for scholarship. 3 winners is going to be guaranteed scholarship. So in that way, we are planning just to encourage the industry to the next level. And the third one, and the last one, is women in furniture and design. You heard about women in business. But the furniture industry was dominated by men only still. But there are women who already make a big difference in the industry. So for us, we are selecting 5 East African countries to acknowledge them, what they are doing on the sector. As you know, one of the 100 delegates to US with President Ruto is a lady who is doing recycle furniture. She's doing like amazing job from here, Kenya. So we have to recognize them not as a businesswoman, specifically for the furniture and design sector. Next, please. So those are the sectors we are focusing on. But the woodwork industry, we are focusing, bringing international companies who supply machinery, technology, mainly innovation and idea and transformation to the country. The rest, in Kenya, we are #1 in interior design. Really, I appreciate the University of Kenya, the University of Nairobi. They are doing really, really an amazing job on producing capable professionals on the sector. Next, please. So the finishing industry is important. For your surprise, this is a chair produced from recycled wood. The guy who produced this chair exported it to UK. £800 is the price of this specific chair. This guy come on board here to share his experience, how he can be capable of doing those things. Next, please. So those are like the sectors we are looking for to come on board as a B2B and a matchmaking session, and also the summit and the conference. Next, please. So for you, just we are going to show you, those are the galleries we are doing the last couple of years in Ethiopia. So we are expecting also during the event one of the high officials from Ethiopia. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience and time. Thank you. Over to you.
You know, one of the things that Aklil and Nabo has not told you is that these 2 people back in Ethiopia, they are competitors. Yes, they are competitors. Aklil, please stand. Nabo, please stand. However, one of the things that I admire so much about them is for over a decade, they've been working together. Though they are in the same industry, they compete, doing the same business, but when it comes to event and planning for the industry to grow, they work together. Another round of applause to them. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. You can take your seat. Let us listen more to our local stories. We've heard from 2 who are coming to help us grow our industry, but we also have our local stories. As a gentleman, let us listen to what he has to say.
My name is Joseph Mohia. I've been in furniture business for over 30 years. I located the wrong Gong Road. At the moment, business is a bit low, but it has been picking up slowly. At the moment, business is a bit low. In the next 5 years, I would want my industry to grow such that to be big and to be supplying a lot of furniture to many clients. My industry to grow such that to be big. I've showcased my products in 2 or 3 times, one in KICC and two in Agriculture Society of Kenya. We've given a stand there and we've exhibited our furniture. In Agriculture Society of Kenya, we've given one stand there and the local government and their licensing. There are so many licenses we do pay. The local government and the services is minimum what they offer. There are so many licenses. Secondly, we have challenges of getting the modern equipments, which sometimes comes very expensively. So we are left working with the old machinery, which sometimes gives our product minimal competition with the rest of the market. The other one is exposure. We lack exposure for markets of our products. Most of us are doing very good job, but we can't have market or exposure for them to go, and they're at the right prices. The one is training, getting the right people to do the right job. Sometimes it's a challenge. The one is training, getting the right people to do the right job. Now, the marketing issue can be solved by not importing any furniture in Kenya. And we are glad the president has raised the taxes for furniture, but that's not enough. They should walk the talk. They're saying they will get furniture from, you go to any ministry of this country, you'll get imported furniture, which we don't, which is killing our industry. So they should do away with imported furniture, because our guys are able to do those kind of furniture, and they have seen the quality of what we do at Arongong Road. Because our guys are able to do those kind of furniture, and they have seen the quality of what we do at Arongong Road.
Thank you very much. Let us welcome on stage Said Ali, the Chairperson Membership Committee, Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Tumpige makofi tafadhali. That one there. Asante sana.
Thank you very much. I know you are the owner of all the clubs, so you give instruction, the club. Oh, it was a joke. Good morning. Distinguished guests, members of press, and all attendees, my name is Said Ali. I'm chairperson of Chamber of Commerce, the membership committee, and I'm also elected chairman of Nakuru County, that is Nakuru chapter. It's an honor to speak today on behalf of the Chamber, and basically I want to thank my brother here. He has a difficult name. From Aki, okay. From African Trusted Partners. We had a very good chat before we came here about furniture, and it's very interesting that we all want good furniture, but at the same time, we want to protect our forest. So sometimes I wonder, you want to protect the forest, and we want to do good furniture which needs the tree. So there's that issue of recycling. The cut tree, you must plant new ones. I think that's where the Kenya forest, the one you mentioned, need to look at. And I was glad to speak to one of the board members. He's not allowed to be here because he was not given permission. He says they've done very good research on trees, but unfortunately we've not implemented it. So basically, if I look back several years ago, I used to do timber business. I was importing from DRC, Congo, and the rest. Then I realized the timber which we had in our country, timber like Meru oak, we had Elgon teak, we had camphor. Those are very, very beautiful wood with very nice patterns. But unfortunately, we depleted those trees. We don't have them anymore. So to have leverage on other furnitures across the world, you must have a product which stands out. And you know, tree is natural, but you have to plant it. But unfortunately, we've not done that. Now, the furniture which we are competing with from outside the country, most of them are cypress and pine, of which in our standard, those are the lowest of the lowest, and they grow very fast. But those are things we need to look at to improve the growth of the tree. From August 8th, 10th, the Sarit Expo will transform into a hub of creativity, business opportunity. Fintex Kenya is not just an event, it's a platform where industry leaders, innovators, and business converge to showcase latest trends in furniture and interior design. When you talk about innovation, it's not just putting wood together to make furniture. Has anybody looked at this? This is just raw wood, a very old tree, cut down, join them, and you make a frame. But do you know how much you can fetch from this frame? This is what we call innovation. This one you take it, ushago, anaona hapa tapika githeri, inakuwa kuni. But this is innovation, you can make money out of it. So that's innovation, and we need to emphasize on that. Now, the role of KNCCI, we, as a chairman of membership, we have 47 counties. Those are 47 chapters. We need to promote this event to all those 47 chapters because they all have different strengths. Because as you know, our counties have different, capacity in terms of materials and innovations and stuff like that. So we are here to support that, and we'll make sure we encourage our members to participate, if not attend only. And I like what my brother said. You know, it's all about connecting. You see, when you do furniture, you're looking at joinery where glue is involved. We are looking at joinery where nails are involved. We have members who do nails. We have one in Kisumu. So basically, he doesn't have to make furniture, but he can supply the nails. We have others who do glue. So we need to put all these people together, and we support this event for everybody to benefit. I urge all stakeholders within the furniture and interior design industry to mark their calendars and make plans to attend the Fintex. Did you explain the meaning of Fintex? Yes. Furniture? Also, you are listening? Yes. Interior? Expo. So in short is Fintex. So whether you are looking to expand your business, find new suppliers, or simply stay abreast of industry trends, this expo is the place to be. So my purpose here is to beat drums and encourage all our members to participate, because you know our membership includes manufacturers, traders, all sorts of business people. So I'm encouraging our members to participate. And also the Jua Kalis, you know, people call them Jua Kali. You know why they're called Jua Kali? Because they're doing it in the open. So the sun beats them, they're called Jua Kali, but they're the biggest manufacturers of furniture. And what I would encourage them is to come up with innovations and also quality. Quality is not the wood, it's the way you do the furniture. People have come out of using nails to join timber. The wood when you're doing furniture. They're using those, what are they called? Dowels. There you are. She'll explain to you what dowels are. So basically, it's made of timber. You put in the joints where you want to join the two frames. Why do you do that? When you use nail, it will crack in in long term. But if you use wood to wood, there is no cracking. Am I sounding like a good furniture maker? So thank you once again to Africa Trusted Partners and all involved in organizing Fintex Kenya. We look forward to a successful event that promotes innovation and collaboration in our industry. See you at Sarit. Thank you very much.
A round of applause again. Kofi kwake, makofi. Thank you very much. We sincerely appreciate you, Mr. Said Ali. We are moving on so well, though we are late, but I'm reminded that according to the Kenyan Constitution, we could be in breach of certain clauses. So far, we have had a very wonderful session, but it's just been men talking. Yes? We also need to hear to one of our beautiful ladies here. Allow me to call on stage Ms. Nelly Oduor, National Program Director, Kenya Forestry Research Institute. A round of applause as she comes. Thank you so much, Madam Nelly. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. All protocols observed. As you've heard, my name is Nelly Oduor, and I work for the Kenya Forestry Research Institute. And I'm based in a program that deals with actually furniture, the National Forest Products Research Program. I'm actually the program director there. I'm a wood scientist, so that's why I know about dowels. I did something to do with forestry at the tail end of it many years ago. So on behalf of KEFRI, we just want to really thank you, ATP, for actually organizing this. I think everything comes in its own timing, God's timing. I know we've just had a few comments from Mr. Said Ali, I think mentioning about the timbers that were there many years ago. When I studied wood science, the wood that was there, the Elgon teak, and you know, people were cutting it as if it will always be there. But those trees had been growing for hundreds of years. So it's quite a challenge. I know there is a big gap in that. And thank you for bringing that up, because definitely we've depleted our natural resources, and especially those hardwoods. And of course, then we got into planting the softwoods because they were fast growing, you know, in the early 70s, when they now introduced the cypress and the pines so that they could serve the timber industry. The Europeans then, they thought actually indigenous trees were slow growing, but they do appreciate the beauty of that color. And that's why they're heading to DRC Congo right now, and many other species. And that's why I think most of our areas in Elgon, the Mau, the Mount Kenya, the Aberdares, the natural forests were really depleted of those trees. But one thing that we need to really note is that this country is now 89% semi-arid. Ourselves. Our area now is really small in terms of the high potential areas. So we are looking much more in the dry areas. And thank God, because in his own wisdom, there is a fast-growing timber species that almost similar to the mahogany. That is the Melia vaucansii, the mukau, locally known as mukau. And we've had a project. I know people may talk about we are not sharing the information, but we have a project that has been pushing this particular species even into more drier areas. So we are looking at that, especially right now with this current government, where it's now looking at greening those areas and also creating livelihoods for those areas as well. So the mukau is one of them. The Melina arborea is also a fast-growing species as well, because right now, as the populations are increasing, the land has remained static. So we need to find also ways of how to use the limited information that we are looking at, the limited resources that we have, and also sustainably. Because those days they were cutting the Elgon teaks and the camphors and the Meru oak, but we were not planting, as Mr. Said has mentioned. But I know we had trials about them, so maybe I apologize for KEFRI that maybe we've not shared that information. But now we are looking at these semi-arid areas. What can we plant? And how can we move also processors to that direction? What I like about ATP now they're mentioning, and also Mr. Said has said, We don't have to take factories there full, the Riply, the Comply, sorry if I'm mentioning these particular companies, we don't have to create others there. But if we do primary processing at those areas, then you're transporting also things which have been semi-processed, and you're not carrying a lot of load that is also affecting our roads. So the other technologies that have come in, I like what you shared about recycling. In Europe, in the landfills, you don't throw, if you're throwing furniture, you're taxed. So people are picking out also old furniture and then reconstituting them to making products. We are looking at glue laminations, cross-laminated timber, even making buildings, other than now even furniture, because laminations are also making furniture. So we need to look at that. There's also something else that we are looking at. If you're a forester, you plant trees like the cypress and the pines, 20 years, 25 years, but they have processes where you come thinning them. The 7 years, 10 years, you're removing poles. But they don't all have to go to firewood or phytos for scaffolding. They can be cross-laminated and made into a product. So these are technologies actually that we can be able to share and have people make them. And then also create a bit more money for that instead of actually using them as firewood. The other thing that I would really want to say is the issue of the common user facility. Under the current government, in each county, they're also coming up with that. In Nairobi, there's one which is called the common user facility that will be coming up. Because again, we don't have to have factories, the same factories and the same machines in different areas. So if you have somebody who's sewing, somebody who's making, these kind of things, they can bring their machines, they can bring their timber, and it's made that. Even the juakali, you want them cross-cut, you want them done into finger jointing, and then you go away and then reconstitute your product. Those common user facilities are also key, and that's what the government is also pushing for. I know in Nairobi we'll have one that is put up somewhere off Thika Road, and also they are looking at even our center as also being part of it, because we have also some machines that could also help in doing this. So these are just some of the things that we need to pick up. The technologies that we are learning, the dowels, the kind of things that are there. There is a huge scope, actually. So I'm really excited that this particular expo is coming. Kefri is actually excited on behalf of the director, should really want to really have this, because these technologies and bring in these partnerships, we don't have to remain in our cocoons, because again, we want to promote green economy, to create these livelihoods, because we're having very many people looking for this. The other thing that I'm thinking about is also use of technology, AI, to even design. So actually having this as interior designers, there are people who have creative minds. And it's really, this is the right time. We have very many creatives. It's to just plug in and bring all these people together. You have a creative idea looking at this piece of wood, which would have actually been an offcut, actually, where you have the bark remaining. This is somebody's creation. So many things can come in. So if you bring all these partners, the people who are doing the juakali, the ones who have the ideas, and somebody even actually mixing fabric and timber and bamboo. Bamboo is the other species that is also coming up. Bamboo is, we have the natural bamboo in the highlands. It's under conservation once again. But what we did is many years ago, we introduced bamboo species that can actually grow in lower altitudes. And that is something that we've done. And the bamboo is actually, we have a bamboo policy that has been signed off in 2 years ago. And we are looking at pushing actually the strategy so that then we can have very many other state agencies being involved, and also the private sector, which has come in very strongly in bamboo processing. The other thing is also the private sector plugging into the bamboo industry, because for a long time, we had the issue of maybe it was just remaining within the ministry, but the interconnection of having the private sector, the public sector, and the creatives coming in, this is a way of bringing it and producing it, because bamboo is a fast-growing material. It's a grass, but it becomes woody in about 3-5 years. And why is it sustainable? You don't have to cut it once it grows. You just cut the mature ones and you leave the shoots growing up every season when there's rain. So this is also another product that we are now looking at. Again, we are learning also from Europe and also China in terms of the products that they're making. And we are excited that there are some few factories that are going to start off having stick factories using bamboo. And that is now, again, another area that we can go in, because we are looking at sustainable and unique products that can be able to plug into this industry of furniture and interior furnishings. With that, I just want to thank you all. Thank you, ATP, actually, for inviting us and wanting to join hands as representing government and a government institution, and also bringing this unique way of doing an expo, where you're bringing people so that people can market one another and they can be able to synergize. And then you open up to the public so that they can be able to see what we are able to do locally so that we can grow things locally. Thank you so much, and see you at the expo.
Much, Nelly. Before you leave, Nelly has talked passionately about her role as a scientist. And she has also told us what we need to do to save Kenya from being 89% semi-arid. Tomorrow is World Environment Day. What are we doing tomorrow, Nelly?
World Environment Day, yes, the 5th of June is recognized as the World Environment Day. We are all called to plant a tree. One of the things that, if you're new in Kenya, we are targeting to get to 30% tree cover by 2032. How many more years do we have? Very few. Currently, we have 12%. So it's a huge task. We have to raise 15 billion seedlings. Actually, we have to raise 20 billion because there'll be some which will die off. But we have to plant 15 billion. Actually, the target is 1.5 billion. So it's all hands on deck. Everyone has a target of 30 trees every year. So by the time, if we have a population of what, 50-something million? As
Currently
Kenyans?
50.
But we have visitors. Akilil, don't go without planting trees. Tomorrow, I hope you're free. But in every county, led, of course, through the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change, and Forestry, we are doing this countrywide. And in Nairobi, there are several places. So everyone has to plug in, because we are not only just planting, we need to grow the trees. Because I think that is one of the challenges that we've had, because we've been having tree planting every year. But who takes care of these trees? Some of these trees are being browsed on, so we need to ensure that they're protected and they ensure that they actually grow to a useful tree, not just for environmental purposes, but for raising, for livelihoods, as well as land restoration. And that's where most of these trees are. Thank you so much.
Do you feel the passion in her when she's talking? She's very passionate about environmental conservation. The most important part of this conversation is that Nelly has data to show that instead of Kenya importing wood and furniture, we can actually produce and export. So as we plant trees, next time you need to tell us which trees to plant that can help us generate more wood, so that my brother Said Ali would have no issues with his team. Thank you very much. And it's only at this event that you have speakers who know their trade and also passionate about it. Okay? We've heard from a scientist, and now allow me, please, to welcome on stage a scholar who is also passionate about what we are doing today, all the way from the University of Nairobi, Dr. Samuel Maina. Tumpige makofi, who is here also to represent the Association of Designers of Kenya. Thank you very much, Professor. Karibu.
Thank you. Yeah, very well said. Indeed, the University of Nairobi and the Association of Designers of Kenya are co-joined at the hip. That's why we do things together. Also, to declare my interest that I'm also in the Ministry of Works Committee on crafting the policy on furniture in Kenya. So it's just started. I heard somebody mention that there is lack of policy. It's coming up. We are working on it. And I hope in that, to give you some snippets, in that policy, we are going to define really what is Kenyan furniture so that you know what is required. So, also to declare that I'm an industrial designer myself. They are also called product designers, and a trainer of the same. There is no shortage of designers in Kenya, especially interior designers. The University of Nairobi has a program that has been producing high-quality interior designers for the last 7 years now. So when ATP mentioned about Fintex and the meaning, and I found interior designers there, I found my relevance. The University of Nairobi actually is supplying you with the right people. The Kenya National Chambers of Commerce need not to worry. We have the people on the ground. As a lecturer in design, I make sure that apart from teaching them how to design new furniture, I also make sure that they know all the other things that come with good furniture, like ergonomics. That does this furniture fit us? It's a demographic, because we have some specific measurements of our body. We collect data on you. We differentiate people from Kakamega and the ones from Mount Kenya in their needs, because you know for sure they are different. We also look back and see that our ancestors didn't struggle when it came to furniture. They were the best designers. When you are mobile, like the pastoralists, you make a small one to carry. When you are settled like a Kikuyu, you make a heavy one to sit on because you don't need to move. Now, where did we lose this knowledge? We should have inherited it. We got this culture of mine is imported. It's a shame that even our leaders actually are very proud of mine is imported. And that is the problem. Because whenever they are appointed to a new office, they go to Germany to import sofa sets. Whereas the German ambassador is buying a sofa set on Gong Road. Did you see that? Yeah, our officials, politicians especially, were importing from China and Germany because they don't believe our furniture is good enough. That tells you that we don't believe in ourselves. I planted some trees when I was young. I had just started standard 7. Those years there was no standard 8 for the young ones. Only the other day I was reminded, Daktari, do you remember that you harvest trees only once in your life? Oh my God, if I miss this time, yeah, the next one that I plant, they will be harvested when I'm already dead. So I've been harvesting my trees these 2 years, and I had around 300 or 400 of them. I'm a celebrity in my village. I'm the only one who remains with a tree that is of a 2 feet wide. The others depleted theirs, they are now haggling over the ones that are 3-4 inches. Yeah? Very young, immature. Yeah? So every other day I'm receiving a call. My friend, why don't you just sell me one? The one at the corner I can see. I said, slowly, those are my trees. I have business with them. Actually, the University of Nairobi recognizes what, for example, ATP is trying to do to explain to the people of Kenya what is theirs, to urge them to go back to their ancestral belief and heritage, and to live true to themselves. The other day I was in Nyeri, we were trying to look for matope, clay, you know, clay. Sini matope? Yeah, the ones you have been told, usijichafue na matope. It's very important. Nyeri has the best matope to chafua you because it gives you tiles. Why are we importing tiles and plates when we have it all over Nyeri? Yeah? And that was the challenge. We identified it. And we are saying, actually, some of it has even more minerals that can be exported. And there are Chinese already there buying it in their lorries. We don't know where they are taking it, Probably they are putting it in a lorry and taking to China, because once they test it, they are noticing some other rare chemicals, apart from the ones we are seeing. In the Department of Art and Design, the people we are producing are imbibed with that information so that they are able to serve you people. There is a unit I teach called Exhibition and Display. Everybody who comes to that department must cover that. Because we have also that problem of displaying what we have made. Remember what we have seen the man from Gong? Yeah, he is never able to display his furniture. He doesn't have an opportunity. Even if he is given an opportunity, he doesn't have the knowledge to present his furniture in the nicest way possible. If you look through magazines from Europe, the furniture and jewelry looks very beautiful, but it's just only about photography. They are not better than the ones that are made by Maasai women. It is the presentation. It is so good. So for us, what we shall learn from ATP is to present our furniture in a professional manner as it. Is that where we are going? Yes, kindly, so that our manufacturers can start to copy. And I pass through Thika Road every day, and there is a bubbling industry growing up along Thika Road of making sofa sets. Who has seen it? There are many. And do you know where they are coming from? The other day, the president pronounced that we are stopping importing sofa sets. And it has started to work. I'm sure some of you haven't noticed. We noticed because we do research. Only last year, around January, there was nothing on Thika Road. Now there are like around 10, 15 shops making sofa sets. That is in addition with the ones at Gong and the others coming up. So it all is not lost. Even when we are talking about lack of timber, because that's a problem, it is a structural problem of successive governments that came and they forgot. They closed our forest, but forgot to open them for us to plant trees. If you are seen there, you are arrested, even if you are going to plant a tree. Yeah, now is the time they have realized now you need to open them for people to plant trees. And we do that after some time, then we forget. We lose the momentum again and forget, and that is why we are suffering. There was a time in my rural area we had cut everything. Some of them, including some of the hardwood, we had burned them into charcoal. And there were these, do you see these dust devils? Yeah? You would see it coming from 15 kilometers away and wait for it to come. Yeah? And you could see somebody 10 kilometers away outside their house. Nowadays, after the Green Belt movement, you cannot see your neighbor all along central Kenya. That means the people of Kenya are not foolish. They are responding. They realize their problem. And now they are responding. We are now just waiting for carefully to tell us the right trees to grow, because everyone is planting pine. I pray to God that one of these days pine doesn't get a disease. If it does, we shall be left naked again. Do you see it is the one everywhere from Nairobi to Meru? Yeah. So you can get infected, all of them at once, until we are left naked again. We need to be taught how to mix those trees so that we can survive. You know, teachers talk quite a lot. Kindly take care. I want to conclude by telling you that the need by industry and the need for furniture has made us at the university change our curriculum. We have now recognized that the user is well important. That is why we are inviting you people to come and talk to a student and tell us our need. Every 5 years, we are revising our curriculum to meet the needs of the Kenya Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Yeah, the kind of graduate we are producing used to be quite useless when they go to industry because they were not going for internship. Nowadays, they must go for internship to understand what the industry needs so that when they finish, they are ready for employment and production. There before you would get a graduate and you start by training him again. So ladies and gentlemen, we are there for you when you need us. come to the University of Nairobi. We got a very vibrant chancellor the other day. Have you seen him on TV? Yes, I want you to yeah, no, a chancellor, that Muzungu. I want to tell you, yeah, he has brought very many new things. So we have to transform, and some of that furniture could even be manufactured in the University of Nairobi. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Tumpigie makofi, Professor. He's left us with words of wisdom. He's wearing 3 hats from Ministry of Public Works, where he sits in the committee that is reviewing all matters furniture. He's also representing Ministry of Education, University of Nairobi, where he teaches, and finally, a professional association of designers. Another round of applause. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let us move all the way to Ethiopia and listen to Tutu. The lady we are about to listen to is representing women and design. President of Ethiopian Furniture Manufacturers Association.
We at the Ethiopian Furniture Manufacturing Association, we're so much looking forward to seeing you in August 2024 in San. This is going to be our first time coming to Kenya. At the Ethiopian Furniture Manufacturing, we have almost 48 members so far. This is going to be the best exhibition experience that we're going to have in Nairobi. We are going to get a chance to meet the
How many of us have been to China? How many of us have been to China? All of us. Wow, 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 wow. So, right? Why are we trooping to China and not to DRC or to Ethiopia or to Uganda? There's something unique that they're doing, Professor, right? There's something unique that they're doing. One time in China, you know, when you get to any outlet where you want to buy something, those people are willing and ready to make anything you want. Yes? So a gentleman went and he found 2 artifacts. One was do you call it a skull or a skull? Skull. One was big, the other one was small. So he asked, why are they different? Then he was told, this is actually the skull of Moses. Moses in the Bible. Then, and how about the other one? Yes, this is also Moses, but now when he was older. Yes, so one of Moses when Moses was young, and then the other one when Moses was older. Then the lady wondered, oh, Jesus Christ. He said, Jesus, the shop attendant says, Jesus, I don't know about Jesus, but if you give me a sample, I can make you one. Let us listen to the lady from Ethiopia.
Jambo. We at the Ethiopian Furniture Manufacturing Association, we're so much looking forward to seeing you in August 2004 in Sarit Center, Nairobi. Jambo.
Round of applause. That is how August is going to be like. We are proud to have great men from Ethiopia, but also as Kenyans, now it was also time to know that Ethiopia is not just about athletes and great runners and great businessmen. We also have beautiful women who are doing great things, okay? We will have more of such in August. Now, allow me to welcome Dr. James Mwaura, Chairperson, Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Nairobi County. Tumpigie mheshimiwa makofi. Unajua yeye anawakilisha Nairobi County, county nzima. Asante sana boss. Karibu.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. There are so many guests around. First to the organizers, this is Akela from ATP. This is very good, you're here. We like the organization. And Naba from Ethiopia. We welcome you to Kenya. We welcome you to Nairobi. Karibuni sana. I don't know that you have been walked around in Nairobi, but you appear to know Nairobi. Nelly from Kefri. Dr. Maina from the University of Nairobi. My fellow senior KNCCI members, Said Ali from Nakuru, our CEO from Nairobi chapter, and I have two directors from Kenya National Chamber of Commerce. We have senior director there, Charles, we may stand up and wave. Charles Gitao is our director for sports and HR. If you have an issue there and an IT, that's a man. And then we have our director for Jua Kali, Bwana Kisero. Please wave to the crowd. And of course, all the distinguished guests. Good morning. I'm Dr. James Mwaura, the chair for Nairobi chapter. We are here because we represent 70% of the GDP in this country. That is why when Naba was talking, he was talking about Nairobi being the next frontier in business in East Africa. We are now competing very seriously with South Africa in many fronts. Maybe the Kenyans should be clapping for that. That's a new change we have. Huh? That's a new change we have. The only thing we have to adopt in Kenya is what is happening in South Africa. When there's an elections, people just accept results. You complain, but you say they will not have any serious change. So that a country can move on even after elections. See, that's why we need to move. Yes, nothing should change. Because that's all we need in Kenya. That's all we need. That's the paradigm shift we are going to take the president. He sorts that mess. And then we are good to go. We'll go very far. And that's how we're going to make Nairobi change. Now, my talking point this morning will be from the leaders presenting. I've changed from reading a speech. I don't like reading a speech. Sometimes it's boring because it's more or less what you can gather on your own. I will talk from which I've just started, the introduction, which we got right. The second one, I'll talk about what we need to, what is our future? What is the paradigm shift which we need to do? Then we'll talk about the old product. Then we'll talk about the market. And of course, we'll talk about KNCCI and what KNCCI can do for you. So let me start with the wood product. I think we got a lot of insights from Said Ali that when he was talking about what is on my right. It's about innovation. It's about innovation. What do you do with the wood? It's about innovation. What new designs can you bring on it? Nelly jumping in there and telling us the door walls. I mean, like, for those who didn't click what that meant, it means like a zero joint. You basically don't see the joint. And that's what brings the superiority of the whole thing. Actually, I was talking to Dr. Minor there, and I was telling him exactly what he does is what my father-in-law used to do. Teaching KTTC and KIST. And nothing else, just wood. And these people are trained all the way from Germany. It's a unique course, very few of them. But once you get, the wood is exactly what we need. If you look at what our ancestors were doing, I don't know, somebody mentioned that, then you'll know how powerful the wood was. So let's take care of our woods, because, again, the scarcity is there. The population is growing. So we need to do a serious paradigm shift on how we use the wood. We need to recycle it, so that it will be one of the most expensive things when you go to the future. Wood. It will be the most expensive when we go to the future. So let's take care of it. And once you take care of it, it will take care of you. If you go to the Church of the Torch this morning, wood which was built in 1900, because that church was built around that time, is still standing. It doesn't need anything. All those people do is just some furnish. That's all. We're talking of a century ago. And it's going to last and last and last and last, unless there is water penetrating from the roofs. As long as there's no water coming into the old, we are so sure that it's going to would last nearly like a lifetime. If you check the vehicle manufacturers today, when they're doing the chassis, there is that wood which they put there to avoid metal to metal. Again, it is the one which people think is like a shock absorber. It's not a shock absorber. It's the wood which they put there. You hardly, whatever the load you have, that wood will carry the load without you feeling it. It's not the shock absorber. If you look at the latest chassis which have been done, that's the power of the wood. We move further afield onto the market. I don't know whether you and our distinguished guest clicked what the Akela meant by Fintex 5+1. Did you click what? And I don't want Ali to help you. What that means. What does it mean? Fintex 5+1? What is that? What does it mean? If you get it, 10K. No, not you. What does it mean?
Fintex, it means 5 episodes of Fintex have happened in Ethiopia. This is the first one in Kenya. So it's 5 in Ethiopia and 1 in Kenya.
Why not in, he was telling me, he is in 5 countries also. I don't know where you have delayed coming to Kenya. Because you have been into South Sudan, you have been to Saudi, you've been to Egypt, and you mentioned one more. I thought we were doing very well. We should have been among the top 2. You took 5 years. For those people who know Ethiopia well, Ethiopia was a closed economy. And that is why maybe Kenya caught up with the other countries in the world, because our doors were quite open. If you check now today, South Africans are complaining of immigrants running there. But Kenya, we have a free visa, thanks to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, because you have a free visa. As we can go there and come back. Kenyans, take advantage of that. See what you can do there and back here. Check what you can take there and what you can bring back home. That's how you look at business. I'm looking at the markets. Look at what you can take to DRC and what you can bring from there. You can take meat there. You know, these people don't farm. They're like our friends from Coast. They don't like that tough life. This is the people from DRC. You can take meat and general merchandise and come back with your fish. They have a lot of fish. You know that? You know that? Do you know that? Yeah. The Congo River is 450 kilometers long, with a depth of 217, second in volume of water, against a population of only 91 million. That means they don't need the fish. The fish even grow gray hair. Yes, like seriously, yes. There's a lot of fish there. So take other stuff, come up with a way of fishing their fish and bring it here. Then work on it. That's how to think. When we look at the limited resources we have, when you look at business, that's when you think of going across the country and forget talking about Kenya shilling and you only talk about the dollar. That's how you talk about the dollar. By thinking of, the moment you do that paradigm shift, that's a game changer. And there's no offense on that. We all use that when we are trading. If you're buying an LC or an SBLC, you don't use the Kenya shilling, use the dollar. So once you have the dollar, you have the power. And it's a power across your country. Actually, we are nearly getting out of the shilling. Look at M-Pesa. If I ask people here to be honest, I'm sure half of us have zero money in our phone, in our pockets. Personally, I'm not carrying any cash. Maybe the last, unless I'm going for a Arambe. I didn't carry cash. I don't need it. I use M-Pesa. Or I use a card. Yeah? And when you have to buy something out of this country, use the dollar. Hence the market. So when you have that market, you need the dollar. But now, the dollar, for you to have the dollar in your pocket, you must be exporting and importing at the same time. It's a two-way thing. It's not a one-way. It's not a one-way. You must have the inflows and the outflows. Let me shift from that and I go to the future. We need to plant the trees like tomorrow. You mentioned 16 seedlings. 15 billion. Did you put it in the budget? Because I think we need to talk to our chairman for budget, Kimani Kuria, all the way from Moro. He should be knowing this better. He cut some expenditure and he put some money onto the seedlings so that we get those ones free. We don't need to buy. The only thing we can give you free now is our hands and mind. That we can do. So have you done that as carefree? I'm challenging you. So how much budget do you have out of that? That is one of the roles of KNCCI. I'm doing advocacy now. So that you don't tell us to buy, you show us where the seedlings are, then we'll plant the trees. We don't want to have two problems. Yeah? We look for the ground. We are not asking you for the ground. We'll all plant in our backyards, in our farms, and of course, we know where else we have some forest reserves where some people have done some notorious work, but we look at the future. We don't look backwards. So that's one of our jobs in KNCCI. Just to conclude for the evening, I'm surprised Ethiopia has beaten us on what the two gentlemen are doing. And you can see what are they teaching us. You can be partners and strong partners. You just add synergy together. You don't have to fight. Everybody gets their equal share in life. If you look at a triangle, the way a triangle is, if you don't get a strategic partner, you'll just be at that edge of the triangle, just surviving there. Okay? But if you bring a strategic partner, you take the entire triangle. You take a half, he takes the half. And when you look at that, maybe it is 200 times what you could have been if you were alone. I think we need to clap for the two gentlemen. That is one lesson we are learning. Then I can see you have your footprints. When I saw what you are presenting here, in nearly about 8 countries. See, the moment they have jumped to Saudi, they have jumped to Egypt, they have jumped, I'm sure the next they are going to Morocco, around there. When you hear they have gone to Saudi, if you don't know the trends, the next one they'll touch Algeria and Morocco. You know, those guys they behave like they're not in Africa, but they're in Africa. So they'll touch all that. It's one zone, it's one belt. and I can tell you their purchasing power is much higher than us. And that's where the game changer is. Wood will be expensive. The only thing we have to change, the paradigm shift, is our design, as Bona said. And then we preserve it. We treat it like that scarce resource. We use it sparingly. And that is what is going to change the country. Otherwise, good morning.
Tumpige makofi tena. Thank you very much. The transformation journey that we are beginning today has been ongoing in other countries. And I can assure you that there is no best speaker to talk about this, if not a gentleman from a country that has been known for edible oils, edible palm oil. The country is also known for tourism. And for the last decade plus, the country has been doing great things in furniture. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Malaysia, let us put our hands together for Kan Chi Yuen.
Good day and warm wishes from Malaysia and Singapore. My name is Michael Kan, the founding president of Asian Alliance for Advancement Malaysia and Advanced Accreditation Authority Singapore. I'm honored and thankful to be invited to give a few words during this auspicious Fintex 2024 media conference. Now, Fintex 2024 is indeed a great platform and a gateway for furniture industrialists to expand globally from Kenya in specific and Africa in general. Congratulations to the African Trusted Partners ATP for organizing Fintex 2024. This year, I'm also delighted to partner with ATP and their associates by contributing to our experience and expertise in empowering the furniture industry of Kenya, specifically in Fintex Summit and thereafter in strategic roundtable sessions. Before I continue further, please allow me to share a larger vision for Kenya and Africa. My vision for Kenya is beyond furniture industry, as it is just the starting point. Kenya and Africa has so much to offer to the world. And the larger vision I have is interior ecosystem economy, IEE. Let me explain why. Malaysia's experience in the furniture industry started as a cottage-based industry. Since the mid-1980s, the furniture industry was given a place and attention in various industrial master plans nationally at the federal government level. Today, it is an exported or export-oriented multi-billion industry. My summary of this experience is simple. Think big, act small. And this needs a larger supporting ecosystem led by visionary and progressive national plans. There are various critical success factors. It must all begin with a larger context of relevance, as the phrase furniture denotes a product itself. Now, this is where the interior ecosystem economy IEE comes into play. The first critical success factor is an encompassing master plan at national level, comprises of the national policy on empowering the furniture industry in specific and IEE in general. The master plan has to be multi-pronged, covering skills and professional development, process and system development, certification and system of standards, supply chain and logistic, global thinking, which is what it means by global reach, local content, and etc. As the world evolves at a much rapid pace, geared by technology and digitalization, Kenya and Africa need to place themselves at an accelerated path of progress. Towards this end, I'm delighted to play further roles in empowering Kenya's furniture industry in specific and Africans' interior ecosystem economy in general. To begin with, I'm also glad to be the joint organizer of Fintex Awards 2024 and as a chief judge to recognize and bring out the talents of Kenyans and Africans to the world, awe and admiration. Thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Still on the same, we now want to cross live to Ethiopia. where we are going to listen and watch from the owner of Salma Furniture in Ethiopia. I hope you're having a wonderful day. You're learning something. Is that so? Yes, we are almost there. Thank you very much.
Trainer who provides training to upscaling trainings to Ethiopian TVT school teachers as well. And I make mostly furniture from recycled wood and cross-laminated short pieces of woods which are wasted from other furniture companies. I really like to appreciate the previous speaker, who is, I think, Nelly, a scientist in the sector, about the perspective of the sustainable woods. And I would like to add on that, we are here using eucalyptus as a sustainable material for furniture making, and we make quality furnitures from eucalyptus wood. And I would like my fellow Kenyans to take a step to use this eucalyptus plant, which is a weed and which is mainly firewood now, into furniture making raw material. Other than that, we would like to be working together with our Kenyan fellow brothers and sisters to enhance the skill required for furniture manufacturing, because what I think is lacking in Africa is a skill required for making furniture in manufacturing level. And again, as my previous speaker from Malaysia mentioned, the logistic, the supply chain management system. So if we improve in this e-commerce and the manufacturing sector becomes a component manufacturing centers, like and improve its efficiency in productivity. Efficiency in productivity is very important, and that could be only achieved through use of modern machineries and the skill required to operate, maintain, and produce using them. So we would be very happy to share our experience of what we are doing in Ethiopia together with Ministry of Labor and Skills to enhance this or to improve our skill capacity of our manufacturers using the existing TVET and Polytechnic College through partnership with the private sector. And hopefully in the future, we'll have we'll set up a biggest center of excellence, which is not only designed for Ethiopia, but also for East African community. And it's a wood manufacturing center of excellence with all the entire machineries, and best practice will be practiced, and training will be provided, mostly on-job training. So I'm looking forward to see that. By the way, I would like to appreciate Fintex for taking this initiative to make us work and link together with our African brothers and sisters in Kenya. And we could see that there's a huge opportunity both for business and economic growth. Together, we can make an impact. And our motto is taking people with us. and I hope we will deliver. And thank you for having me. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Still on the same, I know. Thank you, thank you. I know we also have Kanche online. Can you say hi? And we also have Madam Tutu. Just unmute and say hi before we move to our final speaker of the day. Tutu, unmute and speak.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm so happy and delighted to be here. And I'm so excited and looking forward to August. I can't wait. This is a great opportunity for us to collaborate on that line. And furniture is an amazing industry. And this is a great opportunity for us so that we can really take advantage of the situation and collaborate and take Africa to the next level. You know, Africa is the future. Africa was the future. And today we are the agents to take Africa, move forward. Yeah. So it's a great pleasure and a great honor for us to come to Nairobi, meet all the furniture makers and also the retailers and find partners within Kenya. So this is a great opportunity for us all. We are going to come with a positive mindset, and I know we're going to leave with a positive mindset as well. So let's be in a position to collaborate, and it's only through collaboration we can win every market. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Can you hear us? Just unmute. Lakshya, can you unmute? There's a video that you talked about. Explain.
Hello?
Yes, proceed.
Yes, I can hear. So. This is, if you hear me, yes, this is one of our furniture manufacturing center. And the lady that you are seeing is was homeless and lady from street. And we brought her to our factory and among other similar people. And we provide her with some training, and now she's a professional furniture maker. She's telling the story. And this person is called Mulugan, and he's also a disabled person. I mean, he's got impairment on his legs, but now he's part of our manufacturing team. We provide the trainings for disabled people, especially people who are affected by the recent war. And we try to showcase furniture making is not that hard and difficult only for men, but it's also easy and simple if manufacturing machines are provided. Anything could be made. And these all chairs that you've seen behind are made of eucalyptus tree and particular eucalyptus radiata, which is a weed throughout Africa. And the doors that behind you've seen is made of recycled wood. And most of our products are from sustainable sources. And here we have upholstery department as well. These guys that you've seen is from the TVET teachers that we provide here practical trainings. So we're not only producing things, we also train. And I'm also part of furniture. I mean, I'm also Ethiopian Furniture Association's board member. We work together with the entire team to enhance the productivity and skill level of the industry. So we are looking forward to work together with our brothers and sisters in Kenya to provide or share skills that we have learned for years, say in my case for 25 years, 10 years in England and 15 years here in Ethiopia. So we are not only making furnitures, we train how to make furnitures, not using hand tools, primitive tools, but only using modern machineries. That's when we could raise the issue of productivity so that we could be competitive, not competitive to each other, but globally. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Can you hear us before we close this? Can you hear us? Just unmute and say hi to everyone. Unmute.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay, excellent. Of course, again, congratulations. Probably, I don't want to repeat too much from my recorded video earlier, but again, congratulations to Fintex and also to the honorable guests here. Here, I'd like to echo a few points that I've taken from the speeches from some of the honorable guests. Yeah, Mr. Said Ali, he talks about the innovation for the industry, which is very, very important because in the innovative ecosystem, we need to have the seamless integration among all the different industries along the supply chain. Now, sounds very big. Yes, it is. And when we have that, then at least the furniture industry will not be isolated because we need to park the furniture industry along with the government or the national master plan so that it is part of the whole game. Yeah. So innovation is very important. Of course, in any innovative economy, which is, of course, now we are moving into digitalization, technology, science. In fact, if anyone were to ask, I believe that science is now, a lot of new interventions, new discovery from scientific researchers, but yet I still feel science in humanity terms, we barely scratch the tip of the iceberg. There are plenty more to discover. And I'm very, very pleased to listen to the second speaker, Ms. Nelly Odo from the National Director of Carefree. And she talks about sustainable breeds and passionate about protecting the environment, which is very, very important. In fact, this has been the agenda of Malaysia for many, many decades since our independence. And we know very well the importance of what you call Mother Nature, because we need to live along with it here. So in Thailand, for example, for the pulp industry, they have identified through what you call a scientific research, they have identified fast-growing trees for paper making, for example. So gone are the days that we always say, oh, do not use paper because we cut trees, which is not very true today because of the scientific advancement, yeah? And back in Malaysia, we have the FRIN, which is the Forest Research Institute of Malaysia, who has done a very good job, whereby we have identified many new breeds that can grow for the industry for the sustainable and to what you call comply to the global sustainable agenda as well, especially the what you call the United Nations, ESG, and so on. Yeah. So yeah, Ms. Nelly also mentioned a little bit about AI. In fact, this is the what you call the new pathway into the future that Africans or Kenyans, they can always look into adopting AI elements, yeah, embedded with AI. What we are trying to say here is that furniture, what you call furniture industry, well, what is so common is about product design, you know, and also ergonomics. This is what we consider as the basic elements or characteristics of the industry in terms of ergonomics and, you know, industrial design. But AI is something that we can embed into our furniture and to move it forward into the future. So, like I mentioned in my recorded video earlier, Kenya and Africa have to leapfrog here and have a accelerated pathway into the future rather than to be a follower. And I believe one of the way to do this is through TOT, transfer of technology. And this has to be embedded into the national policy as well. Yeah. And of course, Dr. Samuel Miner also talked about, you know, the importance of presentation. Now, this is very, very true. Yeah. So sometimes people do say, what else is not been discovered or invented? Yeah, there could be some things more to be discovered, but yet again, in whatever we have in life, what intrigue and interests the buyers, the consumer, is the packaging. So that is why the presentation, when I talk about packaging, it is not just about the product design, not just about the product packaging, but also the virtual packaging itself. How can we, what you call flood the market with a lot of new impressions about the product, how it can help the people, the consumer, in terms of using it. So yes, the presentation is very important. Now, from this, I believe without much ado as well, I do not want to take much more time. The whole agenda for empowering furniture industry in Kenya and Africa is large, yeah? And I'm very glad, very delighted to see so many experts, yeah, expert speakers arranged by ATP and your associates to give your share of thoughts earlier just now. And these are very, very remarkable and amazing people you have around. Thank you. That's all from me. Back to the host. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now we are at the tail end of our conversation today, and our speakers. I would like to invite our guests today, but these are guests who I do not qualify to invite. Let me invite my sister Christine to come and tell us about them, who they are, and why they are here with us today. Christine, just speak.
Thank you, sir, for the invite. He has done a good job, right? Let's clap for him. So I'm just helping him to just take up some cup of water as I welcome our director. His name is Joseph Kisoro. He's actually part of the team that has been working tirelessly with the Juakali team. So karibu sana. Let's clap for him.
Thank you very much. Organizers, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I will not give the speech on behalf of the Juakali sector because that speech will be given by my brother, Charles Kalomba. He's the one who will speak on behalf of the Juakali sector. But I just want to pose a question because Akil, is it Akil? He posed a question a while back. When you see the map of Africa, what do you see? Me, I see hope. And when you hear the name Juakali, what do you think? Huh? Hot sun. Okay. Me, the Juakali, to me, is manufacturing and industrialization, because that is the way to go. The Juakali sector has been lagging behind for some times until it reached a point where people say that the person who wrote the Book of Lamentation comes from Juakali, which I disagree with. With this kind of collaboration, we have now the opportunity where we are going to showcase our products and compete with other African countries. We need to open up Africa for trade. Africa must trade with itself. And I thank the various African governments for opening up the infrastructure for trade, because there are businesses in Africa. If we can just think of trading amongst ourselves, we cannot even go outside to Europeans and to those countries to look for trades. Trades are here, businesses are here. So without much ado, the organizers, I think let me invite my brother Charles Kalomba, to give his speech on behalf of the Juakali sector. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, thank you, Chairman. My name is Dr. Engineer Charles Kalomba. I'm an engineer. I was awarded a doctorate by Missouri University in April last year because of the many things I've been doing. She's told me to take 2 minutes to speak. Normally, I'm a motivational speaker. I don't know what I can do in 2 minutes. However, I am an artisan with the Jokali sector. I'm the Secretary General of the Jokali sector, where Mr. Kisoro is the Vice Chair. There is a lot that I know about furniture. I was one time appointed by the President, Kibaki, to be the chairman of the Furniture Task Force in Kenya. And guess what? Who are the members of the task force? One of them was the current Speaker of the Senate. It's called Kingi. One of them was Betty Maina. She was the CEO of CAM, and she became the Minister of Industry. One of them was Ngilu. She was the Minister for Public Works. One of them was the other one, and the other, I don't know, I can't even count to the end. I was then a consultant with the Jomo Kenyatta University of Technology and Agriculture. I was with UNIDO, and of course I was privileged to bring some machines to director in Kefri, UNIDO machines for bamboo conversion. And when I came after many days and I saw how they are, I tell you, I wept. Because I picked a team from Kenya, 13 professors, and took them to India on a UNIDO budget. And there was a PS of environment. He was called Ali, like my brother here. He was called Ali. He was a PS in the Ministry of Environment. There was a PS Olanyangapuo from the Ministry of Industry. There was the Lusaka, the current speaker. He was a PS of Livestock. And of course, we were just recapping. There was Engineer Mangeli from Kenya Bureau of Standard, Professor Gada from Kiridi, because again, I've been a researcher with Kiridi for 12 years. In fact, during my research agenda in Kiridi is when we supported the Ethiopia Comesa Institute of Leather. And you go to Ethiopia and you see what they're doing and what we are doing in Kiridi as a leather center. And of course, Mwalimu, I set up curriculum development for leather in Nairobi University and glassworks in Nairobi University, where we wanted to do simple glossary for primary and secondary school in laboratories, and Nairobi University to support. So UNES, if you ask them, they'll trace back to what I did for them. But in furniture, when I was the task force chair, Madam, we developed 8,600 standards with Kenya Bureau of Standard for furniture. And I caused the president to stop importation of furniture for public office. We have a circular, existing circular, that stopped importation of furniture for public office. I don't know what has happened to date, but I'm told Kenyan children grow teeth 3 times. You grow the first one, that's the milk dentition, you lose it. Then the second one, and if you lose it, you can still grow another one. So anybody in the world, they just grow only twice. Dentists say. But in Kenya, we grow 3 times. So we have spoken about this and have taken a lot of my time in India. In fact, sometimes I speak about India more than the Indians, especially those who are in Kenya. So I took these professors state to state, Hyderabad, Kerala, Chennai, Badala, name it, to see simple things, how they happen. Why are we struggling with very simple things to be very mega things? I took a lot of my time in China. I've done a lot of things in China, and of course with Chinese. And I discovered technology is so simple. I am an applied technology scientist. Mwalimu, you can know what I'm talking about. Applied science, I got my first degree in applied science, and I normally look at Africa. When I was in UNIDO, I was serving 20 countries in Africa, and Ethiopia was one of the countries. 20 countries in Africa on a COMESA facility. And of course, you find Kenya looks like moving. But if you look at it critically, we are stagnant. And many countries are like that. And I discovered the secret is lack of political goodwill in development. Palm tree has a lot of waste, which can make a lot of furniture. All those dried branches, it's just technology, about technology and binder and what, and you have furniture. Saiso can make very good furniture. In India, all the doors they make out of coconut coconut fiber. So you take coconut fiber, you bind it, and you press it, and then you have your door. And I have been the chair of curriculum development in NITA, Mwalimu. I was chair of training with NITA, and I was doing a lot of development of curriculums. It is what our limitation in education has been, what kind of curriculum and the impacts of the curriculum in terms of delivery. So if we talk about furniture in Kenya, the Juakali sector started in Kenya in 1986 as an MSc unit with President Moi. Juakali sector was viewed and named as a forerunner in the Vision 2020, which many Kenyans don't understand. I picked the Vision 2020, I took it to President Kibaki, and we worked on the Vision 2030, and Juakali became forerunners in the Vision 2030, and particularly in the economic pillar of the Vision 2030. Now, if you look at the Vision 2030, which has 3 pillars, the social pillar diminished already. No Kenyan can buy you lunch. That one is gone. The political pillar is growing every second. So even nursery school kids, they want to be leaders, and they want to be elected. The economic pillar is like going down very, very fast. So as a country, we need to be very watchful, because things may not work for us very well, because this is a country where we take banana to the market and give the stem of the banana to the cows, while the fiber in the banana stem can make furniture. We take banana to the market, while the banana wine is already been consumed by the eater and not the drinker. Yet, the US market for banana wine, you can't exhaust. So I'm talking about things that can help us. Coconut alone in India, they produce 226 products. In Kenya, we have 3 products. One of them, tembo ya mnazi. You tap it, you drink it, and you're drunk, and that's all. So what I'm talking about here is, let's look back and say, where did we miss it? And thank you very, very much for, you have come to awaken us as a country. And of course, when I see the map of Africa, me, I see rungu, that rungu, Masai rungu, to hit somebody. And I see a buffalo head. But you see, it also comes almost like a human face. And I was analyzing the human face with the 2 eyes. Nigeria and Kenya has the same characteristics. That's why they are the African eyes. Congo has the nose, so that's why it's smelling war. South Africa has the mouth, that's why it has been speaking. North Africa has the hair, that's why it's a desert. Hair has no blood. And I analyzed, and then Kenya became now the human tunic, which is covering the heart. The map of Africa only in Africa is a human tunic. And I looked at it and saw Kenya is very unique. And that's why Kenya had to hold Israel and help Israel in their challenges. No other country can help Israel, it's only Kenya. So Kenyans, we need to pick it from there and say, really, where did we lose the mark? Finally, Juakali. Juakali started in 86. We have worked all along. We are the only sector that convinced the World Bank and gave us 2.2 billion at one point in time. And the 2.2 billion was for us to train the people because of the seasoned knowledge. People in Juakali, they have a lot of knowledge, but they have no theory. They have no papers. And that's why we came up with the recognition of prior learning to certify those who have the skills. You saw it launched by the Deputy President the other day, and that's our agenda that we have brought up. But I want to also put some value to what the chairman said. What is the meaning of Juakali? And you said it's hot sun. Did you say that? Chairman, did you say it's hot sun? What is the meaning of Jua? Jua. No, Jua means sun. And Jua means what again? No. And what is the meaning of Kali? Kali means hot. And again means what? Sharp. Sharp. Hii kisu ni kali sana. Juakali is not hot sun. Juakali is sharp knowledge. People who do what the book is saying without reading the book. And it's found in the book of Exodus, chapter 31, from verse 1 to verse 10. If you read the Bible in the book of Exodus from chapter 31, from verse 1 to 10, you will find where Juakali was. God himself formed Juakali. And that's why Juakali in Kenya, because humanity started in Kenya in Turkana, that's why humanity has embraced Juakali. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's clap for him once again. Today we are living here with so much knowledge. Who knew that Juakali has another meaning? Honestly speaking, right? It is full of knowledge. and the figure of Africa being organs, like South Africa, mouth, Kenya, heart, and that's why we are warm, right? Kenyans, you are very warm. So we are just about to close up, and we're just having the last speaker. Then we have a round of MOU signing, which is the epitome of this event for today. And the lady I'm going to invite, actually we have two things in common. One, we share the same English name, and we went to the same school that lecturer here, Daktari, is currently teaching. That is the University of Nairobi. She is a world visionary in the field of design, and also currently serving as the chief designer at the State Department of Public Works. Let's kindly join our hands together and welcome Christine Songole. Karibu.
That's a big title, eh? Good morning, all of us. Mwalimu is not answering me, and he was my teacher. He taught me, and he looks younger. He taught me product design several years back in the 80s. Sorry? Someone, let me call you Mheshimiwa because I've lost your name. Eh? Daktari, I think it was. My name's Christine Songole. I'm a trained designer from UON, University of Nairobi, many years back in the 80s. I came with my colleagues from the office, also products of Mwalimu. One of them is Grace Fikirini. Grace, can you stand and wave? The only Giriama lady I met in school from Kilifi. Then the next one is Madam Roslyn Aluora. She deputizes me. It's not a department of only women. We have men also, although we are unique. We work in the built environment. That is, we work with engineers, all the cadres of engineers. Then we also work with architects, and we work with quantity surveyors towards development of buildings, specifically government or public buildings, although we also support the private sector, maybe through our NCA and NBI. When you do the wrong thing, we come and whip you. I'm hopeful soon we'll maybe have a law which will take you to court when you do a building that collapses. Then we take you to court. As I'm standing here as a State Department, we are under the Ministry of Lands, Public Works and Housing. So we are a State Department of Public Works with a PS. And we are excited that we have a PS from Pokot. If you haven't met a PS from Pokot, please prepare yourself to meet one in August, because we expect him to be he has promised that he will attend, and hopefully also our cabinet secretary will be free to attend, to come and open for us. So munakaribishwa kwanza into that meeting. Karibuni sana. Welcome for that particular summit. We'll be handling the summit bit, even as we work together with I've been hearing ATP and Fintex. So I'll talk about, I don't want to say that I know what ATP is doing. I'll have to find out. But I know they are heavily involved in preparation of this summit and expo. We look forward to actually meeting all of you, and the others that will be coming that are probably online now. We look forward to meeting you, and we are excited that when our siblings from Ethiopia came and approached us and told us about this particular expo, we saw a big opportunity, because it was an eye-opener to what they are doing in Ethiopia and what we are not doing. I had a speech, but I will not go through the speech. I'll just talk off cuff as I pick some of what is in the speech. And for us, it is an exciting time, because as interior designers, because that's what I do as an interior designer, a chief designer, I'm not a chief of the village, but I'm a director. So mostly in our terminologies as technical officers, we like to call ourselves chiefs. But in the public sphere, our chiefs are in the villages taking care of our issues out there. So we are equivalent of directors, so we are directors in that particular field. I want to go to issues of materials for development of this furniture. And I heard the carefree lady talk about us planting trees. And she talked about the meru oaks, which I don't think I've ever seen one, but I've seen the products of meru oak. So maybe we need seedlings, because in 2 weeks ago we were planting trees somewhere in Laikipia in a forest that is already gone. And when we were planting the trees, we planted trees that I admit that I didn't even know the names. So maybe you also need to do a bit of public, talk to us so that we understand, because that's not our area and it's your area. And I will not pretend to know about the seedlings and the names of the seedlings. I know in my village, I come from Western Kenya, we plant a lot of grooveria. That's what we were told, that it works well with our small farms. And we were told not to do the other one that drinks all the water. Eucalyptus, yes, that one. And sometimes I look at the tree that we plant, the grooveria, and I look at the wood products that it gives. The wood is not really a good product as such. So most of the time you'll find me and my mothers and my sisters and my aunts, we use it for firewood. So then to me it doesn't really measure up to what I need for furniture. And as a designer who actually specifies furniture for all the buildings that we do create, because I definitely work on the finishes of the interiors, and then part of the finishes is the furniture, so I specify the furniture. And I'm guilty because I specify furniture from everywhere else other than Ngong Road and Thika Road. I will specify furniture from Malaysia, I specify furniture from China. I think those are the two major places that I do my specification. Unless I'm doing high-level offices, then I will do some from Italy, I will do some from German. But the most of the offices, and which are so many and spread across the country, we do a lot of Chinese furniture, we do a lot of Turkish furniture, and then we also do a lot of Malaysian furniture. And for the Chinese furniture, which we tend, because all of us have been to China, but I'm yet to go, so I don't mind being taken to China by the Chamber of Commerce to go and see what they are producing. So I'm waiting to go and see, so that I can see why I should specify the Thika Road one and the Ngong Road one. Sometimes why the Ngong Road one and the Thika Road one gets forgotten is that tag of Jua Kali. And there is no standardization for what I find at Ngong Road when I'm looking for mass production of the same, and a certain standard, because when I'm specifying, then I give standards of what I'm looking for. So most of the time you'll find my specification, when it goes to the supplier, it takes them to someone who is importing or importing from out of the country. Especially currently I'm doing a lot of auditoriums, and I'm finding myself sending people to China. I think there was a team that was in China in March to actually identify the furniture for the auditorium that we were doing. And this is not few chairs or few whatever it is we've gone to look for. It's normally in thousands, and that is just one, and we're supposed to develop these particular auditoriums across the country. And you can imagine if in Nairobi we are forced to go to China, then it means when I go to do it in Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, maybe the cities, I'll still have to go to China. And yet we do have the Juakali, which I've just asked for the association. And I was wondering to myself why you didn't call yourself furniture and removed the Juakali bit, so that because our sensitization to Juakali is something that is not good, substandard, that's the word, substandard. And then when we go now to prison, where we source for like the legislature across the country, because we also develop them, and then we source for our furniture from prison. And we find that, yes, they do have the designs that we develop sometimes for them, but you find that it is the same across the country. There is not that much creativity around what we create for them. So you'll find what is in Parliament here, you'll find it in Nakuru, because then we are sourcing it from prison, who use prisoners, who they train to actually develop the furniture. Partly what we have understood from prison is what again the Juakali are crying about, obsolete machinery that does not, in fact it doesn't connect to AI, as my sister talked about, that doesn't connect to computers. So it is difficult for me to do a design and then get the prison to develop it for me. They struggle so much. There's a time in the recent past we were doing some design for an office which I'll not mention, and the kind of students I'm getting from university, the younger ones that we are recruiting, are more computer literate, and they work with computers. My time, Mwalimu never used to accept for us to use computers. We did everything freehand. We developed everything freehand. But the kind of now students they are giving me for both internship and recruitment, they are now not freehand. When you ask them to do some freehand, they are lost. Now they are more of computerized. So when I tasked a team to do the designs of that particular office that I will not mention, and then we did the designs, the specifications of what we wanted done, and then took it to prisons to implement. It was a nightmare or a daymare. But we ended up the same officers. They seem to know so much that I don't know. They know where this high-tech equipment is, and I didn't know. So the same officers sourced for me for prison now, high-tech machines somewhere on the bypass towards Ruai. There's someone who has some high-tech machinery. So we took prisons there. And you know the processes. She'll tell you the processes of government doing something in the private sector. The procurement processes are prohibitive. So I am hopeful that even as we move forward, the kind of centers that you're talking about has been a dream. And we talk about it, and we've never known that it's being implemented. It's exciting for us to know that you'll have common user facilities, that the Juakali, I am just hopeful you can change this word Juakali, because it is what is making our procurement officers not come to you to procure furniture from you. Prison industries, they have also an interesting problem, that their furniture is so long lasting that they lose market. I am a culprit of prison industries furniture. I have furniture I bought from them 20 years ago. It's still as good, sofas and beds. They are still as good, as much as the design has gone out of fashion. Now I don't know where to take it. So maybe recycling needs to really come out clearly, that we need to become a country that can recycle the kind of the furniture that we are using. Let me go now to policy. We realize that there was a gap, even as we are talking about furniture, even as the government is talking about Buy Kenya furniture to put in our offices. We realize there is a major gap for us to embrace the furniture that is being created or done here in Kenya, then we needed to actually bridge the gap. And that is why the issue of the furniture policy came up. And even as we have started working on it, we have a working team before we can expand the team further to include the others so that we have a document that we are discussing. So there is a working technical team currently putting together. I realized that I need to include Dr. Engineer. He seems to have a lot of experience and a lot of work that he has done. Unfortunately, the standards you did, we've never heard of them. I think they are stuck in cabs. They don't move and don't go anywhere. Maybe cabs need to be told to also do a lot of stakeholder engagement on standards that they have, because we do not know that they are standards, yet we are the users of this particular. Please, thank you. That will help us. So now, because of that and because we specify a lot of furniture and we are running into problems with categories of offices, especially the higher offices, the politicians that you are talking about, who insist on, they saw some furnitures in some furniture in some place somewhere, probably in Dubai or probably wherever else they go, and they insist that it's the furniture they want. And we are left at a loss on what to do. And that is partly the reason why the issue of the furniture policy has come up, and yet it is also expanding towards issues like fixtures in buildings, because we are doing affordable housing and it's a massive projects across the country. And definitely it requires a lot of fixtures even as we go. Doors. I'm excited to meet the guy who is doing doors. It's exciting to hear that there's somebody who has just focused on doing for us doors so that we can use them in our construction. Currently we import, and we use imported even flash doors we are importing. It's that sad. So the policy is growing into also that kind of area so that we can move together, so that there are chapters in this policy that will help the industry move together so that we are able to give direction in wherever direction we want the industry to go. We are concerned about the Juakali sector, and that's why I'm talking of, is there a way we could change that word, Juakali? Because then the way we were sensitized is mutule, somebody who is hitting some iron, something somewhere in Kamkunji, and we get a sufuria. So you've given us a new introduction to what Juakali is, but my hope is that we can grow from what we know as Juakali into an industry, maybe small scale industry. I do not know what you want to grow into, but we hope that we can grow with enough standards so that whenever I'm specifying a sofa set, it has a standard, so that I'm able to specify the sofa set. I can't just say, I'm looking for this sofa set. It's not possible for me. So we need actually the industry to be structured. And that is why we are having the issue of the furniture policy. And hopefully it will move very fast, because there is a push to have that, so that we are able to procure from locally or even in the region, because that's the direction we want to go. So for me, I'm looking forward to engaging you on the issues of policy. Hopefully we'll have a draft that we can be able to share a little of it in the coming summit and expo, so that we can be able to appreciate which direction we are going, and we also get feedback from you, even as we expect to grow the working group as we move forward. I'm interested in working with each one of us so that we can see homegrown solutions in issues of furniture and fittings. Mwalimu talked about clay in Nyeri. I know we are working together closely with one of the departments to develop toilet fittings from that particular clay. And so far we have a prototype. Of course, it's still being improved on, and we are looking forward to small-scale manufacturers. I'm running away from the word Juakali. Small-scale manufacturers actually picking up these kind of innovations that are coming up, so that you you develop and manufacture them for us so that we can use them even in this affordable housing, so that we don't have to use these fittings from China and from wherever, so that we can actually use homegrown. Recently, I went to Garden City, and I went to the new shop that is there, that is that has everything. I'm forgetting the shop again, sorry. But there is a new shop that has everything on board at Garden City. It's called what? Oh, okay. I shouldn't talk about it. Okay. But I have a reason why I'm talking about it. It's because that I found even small locks that I used to see some ironmongers in my village do. The very simple ones that just go this way and then you put a lock on it. I found them being sold in that shop, and they are coming in from out of the country. That is how bad we've gone. Yet we can standardize. Imagine this is from out of the country. It's something that I know our ironmongers in the village used to do, but somewhere in between we lost it and we became, mine was imported. And now again, the importers are now reminding us of what we used to have that we have lost. So for me, the small scale industries, we need to wake up, that it is time for us to feed us in the built environment with what is manufactured here in the country. So I welcome each one of you, and I hope to see you in that particular day. And as a State Department, we fully are backing, and as a ministry, we fully are backing this expo and are working closely with the organizers to see, and hopefully we'll also get some government representatives from Ethiopia, because we are keen in working and understanding and learning from you, because you have gone so far ahead of us, and it's good for us to learn from our siblings next door, so that we can actually work in tandem in the industry around this particular region. We hope we can be able to even influence all the way to West Africa, because West Africa, Southern Africa, I know South Africa is quite strong, but we can also influence a bit on East Africa, what we can do as the East African bloc. So as a State Department, and I believe as government, we are fully behind you, even as we know that our president is really keen on locally manufactured furniture and fittings. So we are looking forward for this particular summit, and we welcome each one of you online, and even those present here, to actually come and let us discuss. Let us put our heads together and discuss and see what this particular end of Africa can offer to the world and around us. Karibuni sana, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We are now just closing up, so we'll open the floor for questions as we also set up the podium for the signing of the strategic partnerships. And any one of us here who has a questions, I think I have Lois and Ruth who can run the mics round. Do we have question? Because it's just time. Okay, all right. So just have the seats around. As we prepare, we can have Miss Nelly to start, and then Akril, you can come. And Nava, please join the team. DJ, you can give some soft music as you just clear up. So Miss Nelly Odor, representing Kefri. Akril, I think we'll start with the Kefri team.
Check, check. Check, check.
Check. Some music, please, to just warm the atmosphere.
Last Friday,
So on the podium, I think I'll invite Dr. James Mora, Daktari, and also Dr. Samuel Maina to just join the team at the podium. Yeah. And the rest of the team to just stand behind them. Yeah, you can just come behind. Just to help witness the ceremonious occasion. This is Kefri committing to support Fintex so that we can see we plant trees that will benefit the furniture sector. Thank you very much, Miss Nelly, for the support. We truly appreciate. Let's clap for them. Let's kindly clap for them. You can exchange and then shake hands. Awesome, awesome. Next on the seat, we'll have Dr. James and ATP, representing Kenya National Chamber of Commerce, Nairobi chapter. We have been in this journey with ATP for some time now. Great. Asante sana. Looking forward to have each and every entrepreneur in Nairobi County and beyond the 47 counties represented at the Fintex. Thank you very much. Let's clap for them. Asante sana. You can take a photo, Daktari. Yeah, just standing, yes, like that. Yes. Thank you very much. Next will be Dr. Samuel, representing ADK. We appreciate the knowledge also. He'll also be playing a part with the Nairobi University. Thank you very much for the support and commitment towards supporting the expo. We truly appreciate. Let's clap for them. Awesome, awesome. I think we can remove the table, then now we get a final picture for all the strategic partners. Said Ali, kindly join the team. And my boss, Director Charles, kindly join the team.
Logo.
who are going to be watching this later on. The dates are 8th of August to 10th. See you in Nairobi.
My name is Joseph Mohia. I've been in furniture business for over 30 years. I located along Ngong Road. At the moment, business is a bit low, but it has been picking up slowly. In the next 5 years, I would want my industry to grow such that to be big and to be supplying a lot of furniture to many clients. I've showcased my products in 2 or 3 times, one in KICC and 2 in Agricultural Society of Kenya. We've given a stand there and we've exhibited our furniture. One,